Welcome back to Empower Humanity, where you can find inspiration, education, and hope for humanity. My name is Aimmee Kodachian, not Kardashian. So the early segments, we talked about how to protect yourself from identity theft. And we are going to continue talking about this. So we talked about what the dangerous is, how hackers work. And now we're going to talk about how to protect yourself from that, a different way to protect yourself. And no one can teach us about this subject better than Mack. Hi, Mack. Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome to the Empowering Humanity Show with Aimmee Kodachian, where you can find inspiration, education, healing, peace, and hope. Today's guest, Mack Jackson Jr., cybersecurity awareness consultant, TV host, author, and keynote speaker. And now, let's welcome Aimmee and her guest.
So tell us more about how to protect ourselves.
Well, great. Well, it basically starts from, let's take a look at our credit cards. Our credit cards or debit cards we carry with us, right? We need to make sure that you don't have credit cards with you that you're not going to use. A lot of people carry 15 credit cards with them throughout the day. Is that really necessary? You know, only the ones that you're actually going to use. When you make major purchases, you should use a credit card that your bank has insured. Because a lot of banks, they will make sure that if your information is hacked, that you will get your money back. Mm-hmm. Some banks, it's even more than a debit card. Your credit card has more value than your debit card, because your credit card, you'll get the money right away. A debit card may take longer to get the money back than it would be for a credit card. So it's something to consider as well.
So that's the difference between debit and credit card.
Yeah, debit, you're borrowing someone else. Well, credit, you're borrowing someone else's money. Debit, it's your money instantly. It's like having cash in your pocket, but a lot of us don't have cash now. We use our debit cards.
Yeah, a lot of people use that. And then also, when you use the debit card, you're entering your code. Mm-hmm. So somebody have camera on the gas stations, they do that.
Yes.
They steal your code. You have to protect, I put my hand like this and
Yes, very
I'm
good.
like, you're not going to fool me.
Yes, very good. Absolutely, very good.
That's one thing of protecting myself.
That is, it's a very good one. I did a segment on my show. I had one of the officers in from the Metropolitan Police Department, and he showed us where hackers would hack into the gas pumps, right? And they change the actual mechanisms in the pump, so when you put your card in, it reads your card and scans it and takes your information that way.
Wow.
So they're recommending it's best to go inside to get your gas, but it's such an inconvenience. We do it. We do it anyways.
Okay. So what other ways we could protect ourselves?
Well, I've talked with my bank, and how I do it is I have a card that I use for my online purchase, a debit card for my online purchases. It's separate from my major card where all the income's focused in. You take that singular debit card and you use it for all your online purchases, because if something were to happen and that card was hacked, it's easier to go to your bank and say, hey, that card was hacked, and they'll give you another card. Versus using your main debit or credit card, and it gets hacked, you have all your monthly transactions taken out of your account every month connected to that card, and now you got to call everybody up and change it all. It's a hassle.
So the bank will give you two different debit cards?
Absolutely, and some of them will have offers that you could have more than one account at a discounted rate.
So one account you don't even touch it.
Right, basically you just transfer.
You just transfer the money as much as like you need 2,000, 3,000 for your expenses, then they're not going to get
to
anything
that card.
else.
Right, and use that card online to make your purchases.
So here you go, just have two debit cards.
So it could be any website that you do not know of, that you want to buy something from. It's not Amazon, which people like. We trust Amazon or Walmart, whatever. But if the accounts you don't know about, you could use that card to give you protection.
That's great. Then, so now when they get your credit card, not necessarily they know your Social Security.
They don't know your Social Security number from that card.
They're just targeting this particular card.
Correct. Targeting a particular card. And by targeting a particular card, they'll know your bank information, but they won't have access to your other accounts because the bank themselves, they have regulations in place to protect you.
Yeah.
from anything else. So that's why it's best to use that a additional card when you're doing your online
So we will
purchases.
be ahead of the hackers.
Correct. That's the way to keep us ahead of a hacker.
See why this information is very valuable? Because, Mac, you're teaching us how to be ahead,
Yes.
not just to protect ourselves. How to
Absolutely.
think and do things ahead of time.
Absolutely.
You know, before they even get to your bank.
Yeah, it's
all
being
the bank.
proactive.
Yeah.
Being proactive versus
So you-
reactive when things like this happen.
It's basically work.
It is.
But if
it
you
is.
put to one time, you protect yourself, then you're fine. You say, I can keep 500 on this card, and go take the 500, but don't take all my money,
Right.
right?
Right. And that's the other thing. We should treat our debit and credit card transactions like we do in social media. So what do we do in social media, folks? We always check our Facebook pages and do selfies all the time.
Yeah.
You should do that with your financial information too. Check your statements all the time, your bank statements, your financial statements all the time. Look for any suspicious activity. Any suspicious activity. And especially if you see anything like a micro purchase, we call it, where it's under $1. If you see like a minus 30 cents and then a plus 30 cents, question that, because that could be, not all the time, but it could be possibly a hacker testing out this card that was stolen to see if it's valuable. That's how they make their money in the dark
Wow.
net. These bad guys, there's no right in amongst thieves, right?
You know,
They're trying
this
to make
is-
sure your card's
You
okay.
wake me up about something, because I noticed some transaction on my debit card different on my receipt. Is that one of them?
Well, you never know. You never know.
Okay.
I would suggest
You're
investigating it.
putting me to work now.
Always investigate it. See what it is.
You have to learn how to be investigator.
Yes. And here's another quick one, guys, too. So we talked about credit cards and debit cards. Another big one is medical insurance fraud. That's
Oh,
huge.
okay.
Medical insurance fraud is really
Yeah.
huge, because people right now, especially during the pandemic, needing medical services to see the doctor, they can't afford insurance. However, your insurance is worth money. In the darknet, you can buy someone's fraudulent insurance company's account and use it for particular surgery. I've had clients,
Wow.
males, who've had hysterectomies.
What?
Yes, the name Sean, right? So you think Sean could be a male or female, right? So, but check it out. We never see those statements, do we? Our medical statements, we don't look at those. We figure, our insurance take care of it. No big deal. Until your premiums go up, then it's like, hey, man, what's this?
What happening?
What happened? Why is my premium going up?
So when somebody else is using that different name for
Yeah.
their wives or whatever, can we track them and report it that these people are using my credit? So
Only if you-
aren't they afraid to be caught?
No, because what happens, Amy, is that people who really need this medical surgery,
Yeah.
they are desperate, and they'll buy
Okay.
it from the hackers to get this type of surgery using your insurance.
And the hacker is selling it to them and saying this is real.
Or sometimes they know it's fake.
Sometimes they know. So,
Right.
but could be tracked, because now the person who did the surgery could say, I got it from this
Right.
people or whatever. That could be tracked. Aren't they afraid from being tracked?
Well, if it's doing it online and you're paying it online,
Yeah.
what are you paying it with? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency.
Oh.
So that's how they get it. It's not like you write a hacker a check. Yeah, go and hack into my ex-wife's account. You give a hacker
Okay.
a check. It's done with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, where it's anonymously bought and sold. So it's hard to track the actual transaction.
So they, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's why laws are being created now to crack down on cryptocurrencies. We had a major gas pipe outage that happened a couple months ago. You guys may remember this back east, where the whole New England gas
Yes,
line,
yes.
gas lines were out because it was done by Iranian and Russian hackers that did this, right? And the owner of the Colonial Pipeline was told to pay the $4.1 million to the hackers in order to get their data back. He was like, what? Yes, government told him to pay it. He paid the money. He said it was the worst thing he ever did. He paid this money to the hackers, but unbeknownst to the owner of the company, the FBI, the CIA, and our U.S. government hackers it's just like an NCIS movie. They were following the hackers electronically, just like the movies are, meet me at the park, 10 o'clock at night, don't bring the cops or your kid gets it. Right? Well, as soon as they opened up the account where this money was at, the hackers identify themselves because they had to get the money. And once they did that, they were pounced upon by our U.S. government, who found that it was not just the Colonial Pipeline, but there was 15 other companies that this hacker group were a part of. And they were able to recover most of the funds back. So that's the good news. So we are in the cyber war right now, folks. It's actually happening now.
Wow. That's just amazing.
Yeah, it happens. It's not like our government sitting around not doing anything about it. We're actually striking back and going after these guys.
So it's not only you have to protect your computer, your phone, your debit cards, so we know we could buy some antivirus or whatever we need to do.
Sure.
Now we have to be careful with insurance.
Yes,
that has nothing to do with your email.
That's correct.
Has nothing to do with your phone.
That's correct.
But you just simply going to the doctor or have insurance, you could be taken from there, and your insurance will go high, and then go fight it.
Right, exactly. So you need to check your insurance statements. But what the hackers will do, folks, once they get a hold of your insurance information, they will change the address, so you're not going to see it as well. So what I'm stating is that if you know you have insurance, you should periodically check your insurance statement as well. Check by your insurance agent. Make sure everything's legitimate, your premium's okay, there's not any fake information on your insurance.
Yeah, so nothing funny about it. You didn't have a surgery last month, or you didn't have something, but it's telling you, oh, you had surgery or something like that.
And it can be very scary, especially if the bad guy got a drug that you're allergic to. Think about it next time you go into the doctor. They'll think, oh, you need to have this drug because on your record, your chart, but that's not something you ever taken. And the doctor doesn't know, so they end up giving you this additional medication that can make you even sicker.
Wow.
It can cause problems, yeah. So definitely have to check it.
Oh my goodness.
The things that people do.
So it might as well go sit in the mountain somewhere and don't use anything.
No, they'll come at you that way from drones. You can't do that either. No, get to the.
Yeah, yeah, oh my goodness.
Yes, it's about being aware. We have to make sure.
It's scary when you think about it. And like I said, we're busy enough. You know, we're busy enough dealing with all this technology, which is easy to do.
Yes.
Before, if I had to print something or I have somebody to type something for me 20 years ago, I had to drive 30 minutes to find the woman to type for me.
Yes, typesetter.
Yeah, and now it's like, I could talk to the computer, will type for me.
Right, computer will type it for you.
Right.
Yes.
And would correct my English and my accent. And then also, so you were getting such a good programs that makes our life much easier.
Yes.
But guess what? Having that program, there is 10 programs compete with that program.
Right.
So then we have to watch which program is better.
Right.
And our life is just too busy right now.
That's
trying
right.
to figure all this information.
Absolutely.
And we shift I'm too busy. I'm
Right.
too busy thing, you know.
Right.
And
Keeping
then
us
these
busy.
hackers know you're too busy, so they make your life miserable.
Yes, definitely make it miserable. So the other thing we can do to protect ourselves is when we're in coffee shops or you're traveling from work and you're using Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is great. You could use it. You go to any of the coffee shops, use their Wi-Fi, but make sure you have what is it, folks? VPN, virtual private network, set up on your laptop. And it basically gives you think of it like Harry Potter. It kind of cloaks your laptop or your desktop where hackers can't see it. And it gives you extra layer of protection. So you could sit into a coffee shop and use your device knowing that hackers will not have 100% access to you.
What is the website of that?
It's called a VPN. And
VPN.
yes, that's the initials.
.com.
Well, no, VPN, and it stands for Virtual Private Network. And it is an app, just like the antivirus software is an app. So there's basically two we're saying, antivirus software and a VPN.
Okay.
You could find them on your phone or your laptop. You're going to the Google store.
So it's free?
Some of them are free.
Okay.
Other ones you have to charge for. For example, there's Norton VPN. There's one that McAfee is another good one. And I believe that if you're a member of Cox Cable here in Nevada, and you have a Cox Cable account, I think McAfee is free. So you may want to check that one out where you don't have to pay for it because you're already paying Cox Communications.
And that goes to your phone too, or that's separate?
It goes to your phone too. You can download the app on your phone.
On the phone and then on the computer?
On the computer, yes. All
I'm
your
doing
devices.
that right after this.
Yeah, very good.
Segment.
Very good. And you have those layers of protection. And it's, again, it's nothing's 100%, but
Yeah.
at least you know you have some assurance that you have something to protect yourselves from
You
these
know, I have
hackers.
Mac,
Mhm.
and I think I'm protected because I have on top of, protection program. But that's just reminded me a couple of days ago, which I don't do that, but I just wanted to get out of my office and just be in the space different
Yes.
than the pressure
Right.
of office. So I went to one of the coffee places, I'm not going to give the name, and I signed into theirs.
Sure.
And I felt my mouse actually was moving. So is that sign?
It could, you know what? It's
And I'm
hard
like,
to say.
how come that
It's hard to
moving?
say. It's hard to say because
Yeah.
as a hacker, I have seen that done, but I've also seen where it's not that issue
Okay.
either. So it's not saying it's
I better
always
go
hackers.
check.
It's probably best to have a VPN set up to make sure that you have that extra layer of
right
protection.
away.
Yeah, even on your phone, if you're on your phone. And let's get into that a little bit more too if we have time.
Okay.
When you have
Yep,
your
we do.
phone, on your phones, folks, make sure you turn off the Wi-Fi on your phone unless you are actually needing to use it at a location on your phone. We did a little test here in Las Vegas where I drove from Henderson all the way up to Aliante, and I just documented how many Wi-Fi hotspots, people's homes where they had their Wi-Fi turned on, that my phone was trying to jump on, because that's what our phones do, trying to find access to internet.
Yes.
I count over 200. Now the problem is there are hotspots that are fake, and this comes from the FBI. On our strip, there are hotspots that would say, spell the Bellagio free hotspot, but Bellagio spelled incorrectly, right? So now if you're from you're not from the U.S., you come to the U.S. to gamble here, and you want to jump on a Wi-Fi, you'll see free Bellagio hotspot. Oh wow, let me sign on there and see how much money I have in my bank. And you hop onto the hotspot to check your bank account, and the hackers are watching over your shoulder, everything that you do.
Waiting. Just waiting for you to do the mistake and click.
Or they're waiting for you to log off, because as soon as you log off, they're going to log back in and transfer your money out of your account to their account.
Wow. And
Unbeknownst to you.
airport is dangerous too, isn't it?
Yeah, airports too. Those when you take your phone to charge it and you plug it into the USB port, right, to charge it from, those ports are not really guaranteed to be exclusively for charging.
Okay.
A lot of times hackers have hacked into even the small USB ports and utilizing it. So the best thing to do, carry your own temporary battery with you if you need be. And it's just awareness, folks. This is not really scary stuff, just things that we're taught, again, 1,000 years ago, they did the same thing. It's all protection. Just need to be able to protect yourselves from these type of hotspots. So we tracked about 200 different Wi-Fi locations. So what you should do is turn off the Wi-Fi on your phone unless you happen to have it connect to a Wi-Fi source that you can trust, like your home or at work, but be careful there too. But
So
yes.
you give me more work now.
Just these little things, little cheat sheet, little things that you can do.
Yeah. You give me a lot of work now
little
that I
cheats you can
have
do
to
to protect
think about.
yourselves. Yeah.
Make sure I'm protected.
Yeah.
But you're saving me, and you're saving a lot of people headache.
Yes, it's
You
amazing.
know.
You're at a stoplight, your phone's in your pocket or your purse, and the neighborhood where that stoplight is, the intersection, all of those homes have their Wi-Fi turned on. And your phone is trying to jump to internet to check on your social media messages, right? Or you're playing your music.
So
it's
you're
trying to
saying
jump
when
on
you're
it.
driving, don't use
Your data plan, and if you have unlimited, check with your phone company, see if you have unlimited plan and use that. And don't use the Wi-Fi from other folks.
Wow.
It can be bad. There's fake ones that are set up to capture your data.
Well, we can't talk enough about this. We know we always have more information
Absolutely.
to bring to the table and share with our audience.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to have you back, because I'm
Appreciate it.
sure 1 month from now
There will be.
there will be something else that we need to learn.
Absolutely.
But how easy you make it look, you make it for us, because instead of going searching how you protect yourself, and then they're not talking about every area that you're talking about.
Right.
You have a TV show, and can you give us the TV show? The camera's right there.
Okay.
What is it?
And I'd love to have you as a guest on my show as well.
Okay.
On my show, it's called Cybersecurity Awareness TV, and we're on the WWDB TV, and we're on Roku. Yes, on Roku as well. So it's really good. So now it's worldwide.
Well, I'm coming to your show for sure.
Yes, we have guests on from law enforcement, FBI, Secret Service, and I also have a couple of interviews in the future of live hackers that are out of the country that I got to talk to me about what they do and how they do it. And we want to get that information out to the public. I've also interviewed Attorney General of the State of Nevada and Deputy Attorney General of the State of Nevada, law enforcement, about what we can do to protect ourselves from these type of cybercrimes.
Nice. So we're serving humanity in different ways.
Absolutely.
Your TV show is serving humanity in a really good way.
I also want to state that you were the one who helped me out as well a few years ago of getting this TV show all together. So thank you for that as well.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm so humbled to hear that. Thank you.
Have.
And well, we're going to have you back in a couple months and share every time you have more information to make it easy on everyone.
Yeah, always.
So thank you so much for coming to the show. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Welcome.
And for all of you out there, I hope you gained some information, some insights to help you protect your identity, from other people just stealing it from you. And we made it easy for you to let you understand between the phone and the credit card and the computer. It's so many different ways that you can protect yourself. So I really hope you could, if you didn't watch segment part 1, to go back and watch it, because a lot of good insights there as well. Until next time, please visit empoweringhumanitytv.com, where you can find 5-6 different ways we empower humanity, and we look after in so many ways. So please visit our website and see what's in it for you. I appreciate you watching the segment, and I hope to see you next time.
If you would like to be part of the studio audience or would like to be involved, please visit empoweringhumanitytv.com. Sponsored by The Negotiator Mind. Shifts your perspective on life. Red Valley Media Group and the Women's Federation for World Peace at WFWP.us.